Hey, listen, man, you gotta listen to your mama. She know more about the streets than you think she do. You can't trust the in these streets these days. Not even your main homie.
After 10 years in and out of prison, Bo Deal decided to move both himself and his community forward. Earning a bachelor's degree and committing his life to anti-violence work, he's now using what he's learned to inspire. Tyrant, like father, like son, echoes his own story and has caught the attention of millions on Tubi streaming service. And he is here this morning. Bo, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
So this was started off as an indie film and then became a TV series. Why did you want to make sure that your story was told?
Because I don't believe that there's enough films back in the day like Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, like films that attack issues that's going on in our community. Either they're glorifying the violence and the things that's going on and making it look good. I wanted to show you the downside to that street life. So I had to put it out there.
Absolutely. When you, so you're not only acting in it, of course you created it, but you're also producing it as well. Did I miss a role there?
No, well, I'm the writer, I'm starring in it, and executive producer.
Executive producing it. You know, all of those roles, do you enjoy having so much, you know, basically you're in everything, essentially, a role in everything?
Yeah, I love it, actually. And I have a great team around me with Alvin Elmore, the director, Cassandra Bell, the producer, First AD Outlaw. We got a great team around me, so they take a lot of that stress up off of me, because all I have to do is worry about and focus on the acting and putting the plays together, the writing. They take care of everything else, which makes it a lot easier for me.
I was curious, as an actor in this series too, telling and writing also some of the harder moments in your life. Was there a particular thing that really stuck out to you? As like, gosh, I can't believe that I went through this and survived it.
Yes, when I sit back and some of the things that I wrote are things that I actually went through, experienced, and watched a lot of my people go through it as well. So just sitting back watching it on screen, like, man, I can't believe I overcame this. And I'm here now to tell my story. I always say, who better to touch the trenches in the community than somebody who's been there, overcame that, and to show the people that you can change doing something positive. And that's what I want to do with this film, with the series. Like, we're really touching on a lot of topics that people turn their back on. When we judge the kids that's out here doing what they're doing, we look at them as savages, not realizing that we have to look at it through a trauma-informed lens, because it's things that they've seen or been through that turn these kids into the way that they are. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So I don't judge them because I was once them.
You know that,
yeah, you know, yes.
In terms of Chicago connections, obviously there are a lot of Chicago actors in this series. Talk to me a little bit about, you know, the joy of bringing out a lot of people from Chicago in on a TV series that has had so much success.
Well, it's a beautiful thing to be able to motivate people. Like, I got Rico Oh So Funny, Burn Poe, Tay the actor, Twister in it, King Louis, Mel Robeson, Simeon Henderson. I have people who's been, Deshaun Sanford, who's been in The Chi and been in Chicago PD and other films, big films, that's a part of this. You know, Cousin Tierra, big people who have millions of followers that's happy to be a part of what it is that we're doing. It's a beautiful thing. So it was only supposed to be one film, one and done. Yeah. It caught fire and did so many millions of views it forced me to do a part 2, and the people kept asking for more. So I said, well, you know what? I'm not gonna make a part 2. Yeah. I'm gonna give you a series so that I can roll it out and create a universe, which is inspiring, because I'm looking for boots on the ground. I'm motivating the kids who didn't think that they could do it. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Even when I went back to school, Northeastern University, to get my bachelor's degree, it motivated other people to go back to school and do the same thing. Yeah, seeing my story. So, I mean, and then they're loving the story. It's nothing like it coming out of Chicago. Yeah. It's for us, from us, by us. And it's a real Chicago story where the people look like us, they dress like us, they talk our slang. And I know what the people love to see. So I give them that to get their attention. Then when I get your attention, I'm gonna put the medicine in the candy.
There you go.
And give you those gems and those jewels.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's the authenticity that I think has led to so much success with this series. If you can look back and say, hey, this was a turning point in my life where I was having a lot of trouble. I had been in and out of prison, and suddenly you get to Northeastern. Where was it? Was there like one point where you just kind of said, hey, I've had enough and I need to figure out what I'm doing? Or was it a mentor or somebody else?
No, I actually took it up on myself. When I was locked up doing my first bit, my daughter was born while I was locked up. Then when I went to jail on my second time, my son was born. When I came home, he was walking, talking. And I didn't want to be one of those fathers that have to raise my kids from behind bars.
Absolutely.
And that's what prompted me to change my life. So I started off doing music and was signed to Waka Flocka and was managed. So I was around all the Nicki Minaj, Gucci, and I say, you know what? I got a lot of younger kids that love my music and I inspire them. I want to use my voice to do something bigger. And I got off into the violence prevention field. And when I saw that a lot of people that was making decisions for our community weren't from our community, so how do you know what we really need? But what was keeping us from those tables was the paperwork, the degrees. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna go back to school and get my degree so that I can start sitting at some of these tables to help make better decisions for our communities, because I know what we need. I've been there and I made it out. You know, so it feels good to be a success story.
Absolutely, and it certainly has been a success, 1 million views on Tubi. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Is just absolutely fantastic. Tyrant Season 1 is streaming now on Tubi. Bo, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.